Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. On tonight's verses, we have Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey coming in at a 40% ABV, no age statement, versus Jameson Irish Whiskey coming in at a 40% ABV, no age statement. Now, I would love doing versus episodes. It's really fun, it's different, and allows me to kind of do some comparisons. And so what I tend to do is I go to YouTube and I go Jack Daniel's versus. And this comparison came up and I go, I would never have thought about this. But it kind of makes sense, especially if you're new to whiskey or you're looking for something in that budget-friendly range. This would be an interesting comparison for you. So we're going to go by nose, talk about taste, and finally talk about price. So let's get into it. Now, if you're looking for individual reviews and a little bit more in depth, you can definitely check out the links below when those are live. They will be there for you to watch. But again, I love doing the verses because it allows me to kind of do interesting comparisons because they're not things I would have thought about. You know, simple things like other Tennessee whiskeys make sense. Other Irish whiskeys against Jameson make sense. But it also does make sense thinking about it. Two budget-friendly options on the shelf. Which one do you want to grab? Now, surprisingly, there's not a huge difference in color. The Jack Daniel's is a bit darker, though. I expected that to be a lot more different. I expected the Jameson to be quite a bit lighter, but it's not. So, start off with notes on the Jack Daniel's. And that's what I love. This is a classic Jack Daniel's. Get that bit of maple sweetness going on. Love that red apple showing up. Very juicy. And it's got this mint kind of rye mint quality going on. So a little bit of herbal, a little bit of that rye spice in there. And I always refer to it like a fresh loaf of bread that's been baked. Some people get banana. And again, I always make comment of this because I think that's so cool that you pull banana out of this. I can kind of see where we're going. Almost like banana rind, I guess, for me. But some people pull straight up banana in here. It's got a little bit of that metallic quality, but it's really not offensive or off-putting. And really no ABV on the nose either. But just a nice earthy sweetness from that maple. A little bit of that red apple in there. The oak does show up just a little bit. And that herbal mint quality with that rye. Okay, let's go for the Jameson. And here's where a lot of people are turned off by Jameson. It's kind of pungent on the alcohol for its nose. But once you let that open up and get past it, beautiful, beautiful fruits going on here. Get a red apple, get a bit of pear, that shortbread cookie note that a lot of Irish are known for. But I love that fruit sweetness this offers once you get past that ethanol layer. The fruit sweetness really lightens things up. You got this buttery shortbread cookie note in there. And overall, it's very friendly once you get past it. All right, let's go for taste. So right up front, you do get a bit of metallic, but once you get past it, it's when you get the nice oak and maples, and that little bit of the red apple is in there. A little bit of vanilla sweetness is going on. And then here at the finish, you're still getting a bit of that oak, a little bit of sweetness in there. But the big thing I get is that maple yet again. It's classic. It's comforting in a weird sense. It's not any crazy outliers or weird flavors. It's just good, solid, classic flavor. And again, almost I'm now, and I haven't been getting this, but I almost get a nuttiness to it. Almost like a pecan nuttiness to it. And I've had a few whiskeys recently that I've gotten a nuttiness quality out of it. So you do get a bit of that at the beginning too, and even here at the finish. Like it's riding the whole way, and I'm just now finding that. Interesting. But I love that maple to it. It's really a winner in my book. Okay, let's go for Jameson. Oh, I love Jameson. It's sweet. It's fruity. It's got a little bit of ethanol in the taste, but it's not overpowering. To me, this doesn't have the metallic that the Jack Daniels does. What you get here is a little bit more of this that ethanol taste, a little more alcohol in the taste than this has, but you give that up over here to go a little more metallic. I love the fruit sweetness, that bit of earthiness is there. The pear is really showing up. This juicy apple quality is there. Love the vanilla. Yeah, I mean, it's not super complex, but it's sweet. It's inviting. It's Jameson. Who can say no to a glass of Jameson? It's really a great bottle. And almost just that little bit of earthiness here at the end. It just makes you want to go back and take another sip and go through the ride again, in my opinion. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is always going to vary. In my market, I can usually find Jack Daniels as low as $18, $19, all the way up to $24 or $27. Jameson, on the other hand, usually goes about 20-ish to about 25-ish. Usually not too much lower than the 20s in my market. To be honest, while it is going to make a difference depending on what you're making, if you're wanting Jack and Coke, this isn't going to make you a Jack and Coke. If you're looking for something good to shoot back or just to enjoy a nice simple glass of something, Jameson's where it's at. I mean, and if I'm going to pour one of these at night, but to be honest, most of the time I've been landing on the Jack Daniels. Against this one, it's the Jameson. The fruitiness, while it does have that bit of ethanol to it on the taste, that fruitiness layer is just really what seals the deal for me. I love that butteriness. It's a little soft, it's inviting, and it's simple. And again, both of these can be found at most everywhere. Even at so many of your bars. If I don't know what I'm going to get, I'll start off with some Jameson, no problem. And I'll sip on that for a little bit and enjoy it because it's just simple. It doesn't kill the palate. It's not overstepping its boundaries and flavors. But again, there's nothing wrong with a good glass of Jack Daniels. But if I'm going neat, it's going to be the Jameson. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Jack Daniels versus Jameson. If you have any questions about either bottle, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should put up against each other, also let me know down below. I love doing these verses and sharing with you the outcomes at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might